God, the I Know What You Did Last Summer TV series is one of the many examples of when you really just should not touch a popular franchise, as you are going to make it 20 million times worse. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be reviewing the teen slasher TV adaptation of I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is based on the incredibly popular movie franchise of the same name, which is also in turn based on the novel of the same name. Now, whilst they did try to modernize everything in this TV adaptation, unfortunately they just made it really empty and just void of any enjoyment, and is just so frustratingly disappointing and quite difficult to watch in moments as well, and I'm going to be breaking it all down for you in this TV series review. So the storyline setup and premise is very similar to the first movie, also similar to the third installment, and once again we see it in this TV series adaptation happening again. So we see a young group of characters who are getting really excited about their future when at their graduation party disaster strikes, when they accidentally, actually on that point it was really intriguing how at the end of this series they really do question whether or not this was an accident or not. But as far as this storyline premise is concerned, they seemingly kill off one of their own, a character called Rene, who is the twin sister to the main lead character Allison, and this group of characters then decide to keep this a secret. A year later, gosh, how many times have we seen that happening? In this franchise, these group of characters are being haunted by the past as they are unable to move on from it, and a group of killings take place where all of the characters and the audience have to see who is going to survive and work out who is the person that is committing all of this. Now, from a positive point of view, like I said, it does try to modernize the source material and definitely does try to do its own thing and try to look at it from a new perspective and try to do a new take on that source material. I don't think it comes across that well, but at least they did try to do something a little bit different. And it also does flash back to the past quite frequently, so you are able to fill in the gaps in terms of what is happening. However, as the episodes progress, the storyline just gets more and more convoluted. That being said, by the end of this series, the final few episodes, the mystery does actually take a really intriguing new turn, and there are loads of twists and turns, and the storyline does get a lot more layered and a lot more complex, and the final reveal is actually a little bit unexpected. However, from a negatives point of view, this series just feels really void of any fun, and it doesn't feel very endearing at all. You do not feel connected to these group of characters at all. It's really slow, and it just feels really empty, and you're just hoping and expecting and waiting for it to get a lot better. Like I said, the final few episodes do get a tad bit better, but as a series it's just not that great, and I just feel like they took the source material and unfortunately just made it 10 times worse. So from a cast and characters point of view, they've got a half decent cast in this movie, but they're just in a bit of a world where you don't really care about these characters. Like I said, it's very difficult to connect with them, and just the script and the execution and just the world just doesn't allow them to be very vibrant, loud, wicked characters like they are actually in the movies, which is a little bit disappointing, but let's go through them one by one. So first up we have Madison Iseman, who, like I said, is a really good actress, and she is playing both of the twin characters, Rene and Allison, a little bit similar to Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap in terms of one actress playing both of these characters. And so from that point of view, she does actually do a really good job. But like I said, the script just doesn't allow her to play a really great lead character. But that being said, you know, she is the only one really that you care about. And I do actually like the aspects that they do explore through the twin characters. Like I said, one of them gets killed off, and so the identity theft aspect from what the other character does in terms of taking Lennon's identity is really intriguing, and the fact that none of the friends are able to realize this is really mind-blowing. Although that being said, it does come full circle by the end of this movie. I mean, the twin tropes aspect has been done so many times and so much better in other movie and TV show installments. For example, the movie Us by Jordan Peele, and also the third season of the Scream TV series explored and looked into this as well. So it has been done before. But that being said, like I said, from the Allison's character's point of view, such a tortured character that went through quite a traumatic experience when she was a young character, and the fact that she is able to relish the opportunity that she is able to take on Lennon's identity, like I said, I think that aspect of this character was really interesting, but isn't really why you're tuning in to I Know What You Did Last Summer. Next up we have Margot, who is playing the somewhat popular girl and is a really successful social influencer and is the most developed out of all of the secondary characters. And I would say, this character is really intriguing, especially similarly in the final few episodes of this series. However, she is just in a series that is just really bleak and really empty and just doesn't allow this character to really shine. We also have Dylan, who is the somewhat love interest for the Allison/Lennon character. And I did think it was actually quite complex what they explored with this character in terms of the love triangle between him, Lennon and Allison, as he's always had a crush on Allison, but slept with Lennon on the graduation party, and he is thinking that he is now continuing a relationship with Lennon, whereas this is actually Allison, who he had a bit of a childhood crush on. So I feel like that aspect could have and should have been explored a lot more. I mean, they did do that a little bit in the penultimate episode, but like I said, they could have done it a lot more in this series. We also have some other secondary characters in terms of teachers and the other friends that are mainly just friends, targets and suspects, and a lot more adult characters as well. But similarly, they're just not that fleshed out. They're just in a world where, again, you don't really care about them, as this world and setting and characters are ultimately really dull, really dry, and could have and should have been so much better. So from a visuals point of view, as I'm sure you can imagine, this show is really bleak. I mean, whilst they do modernize it a little bit in terms of giving them smartphones, and some of the deaths are actually a little bit innovative, it unfortunately doesn't make up for the fact that this show ultimately is really empty, a little bit lame, and just could have been so much better. I mean, they did continue the thread from the movie in terms of setting it in a bit of a coastal setting, so that consistency is really great, but I just feel like from a visuals point of view, they could have just made this show just so much more immersive and just so much better than it was. So from a comparisons point of view, first let's look at the I Know What You Did Last Summer suite of material. So I feel like all three of the movies are so much stronger than this TV series. Even the straight to DVD I Will Always Know What You Did Last Summer third installment from a movie point of view, I feel like even though that one wasn't that well received, is already so much better than this TV series. And then in terms of other horror TV shows, gosh, I feel like Scream the TV series is 10 million times better than this one is. I also prefer Scream Queens. I think Only Murders in the Building is stronger. White Lotus, even The Shrink Next Door. I feel like there are so many better alternative horror/slasher TV shows that unfortunately are so much stronger than I Know What You Did Last Summer, the TV series is. So overall, I really wanted to love I Know What You Did Last Summer, the TV series. I'm quite a big fan actually of all of the movies, and I was hoping and expecting that this TV series is going to be absolutely wicked, but unfortunately it really wasn't. It's a bit of a lame TV show, zero likability. You really can't connect with these characters. The mystery was really lame as well. And it just feels stripped of any enjoyment, and I think it could have and should have been so much better, and ultimately was just frustratingly disappointing. And so for all of those reasons, I have to give it a 2 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear what you thought of this TV series, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.